Hi, and welcome back. In this brief video, we will explore Amazon as a case study for innovation. Most of you are probably familiar with the changes and innovation that Amazon did within the retail space. Among those things, we have one-click purchase or Prime membership with next day, sometimes same-day delivery. But Amazon as an organization went beyond retail. Similar to Tesla, similar to Apple, similar to Hire, they innovated. And one of their key innovations, their today's cash cow, is Amazon Web Services, which targets not only a completely different set of customers, but also a completely different set of customer needs and requires a completely different business model than their traditional retail or e-commerce approach. The reason Amazon was able to do this is that they are fundamentally okay with failure. Jeff Bezos, Amazon's CEO and founder, always says Amazon is probably the best place in the world to fail. And invention and failure are two sides of the same coin. So let's look at some of the failures that Amazon had. It started out with Amazon Auctions, which was supposed to be something that tackles eBay. Ultimately, auctions failed. But out of the failure from auctions, they managed to build Marketplace, which was another risky bet, which basically took off. Another failure was Amazon Locals, mostly comparable to Airbnb today. Maybe the idea was ahead of its time, or maybe they did not execute well enough. Whatever it was, it did not result in the business success they imagined for the product before they started building it. Finally, one of their biggest failures probably was the Kindle Fire Phone. Amazon spent almost $2 billion on building the product, and they wanted to compete with iOS or the iPhone and Android. Ultimately, the product did not succeed. I guess none of you owns a Kindle Fire Phone. But from the failure of the Fire Phone, basically the same team, the same leadership group, ultimately ended up building the Amazon Echo and Alexa devices. So you see, not only are those failures part of the journey, in many cases, a failure results ultimately in a success. Venture capitalists know this really well. They also know that success in venturing and innovation is a numbers game. Question for you. How many startups or how many ideas do you believe need to be funded to get to $1 billion exit or market cap? My friend Alex and his professor Yves Pigneur crunched some of the numbers from leading venture capitalists in the Silicon Valley. And those guys really know what they're doing. Still, they saw that for every $1 billion exit, there are 199 projects or startups that ultimately fail or do not deliver as much in value. So in order to get to this tremendous success, you need to fail many, many times. So if you and the people within your organization, ultimately the culture within that organization is not built in order to deal with failure, you will probably never get to the innovation it needs to get to those tremendous results. As I mentioned earlier, Jeff Bezos says innovation and failure are part of the same coin, and Amazon is the best place in the world to fail. Oprah Winfrey slightly phrases it differently. She says she does not believe in failure because failure is ultimately part of the process, and if you enjoy that process, there is no failure. I hope that this brief case study about Amazon and how they went beyond industry boundaries and how they frequently deal with failure gives you the courage and the inspiration to approach failure in your organizations differently. See you in our next video.